Mr. Men, the Mr. Men, the Mr. Men, the Mr. Men.
Mr. Men Show!
Dillydale Airport, the very model of a modern airport. The Mr. Men and Little Misses work hard to keep the airport running smoothly. Some guide the aeroplanes into the gates. Others unload the luggage. There are also the pilots who fly these magnificent aeroplanes.
Oops!
And then, of course, there are the passengers, who are often in a hurry, like Mr. Stubborn, Mr. Quiet, and Mr. Grumpy, who are about to go on a holiday.
Honking that horn of yours isn't going to speed things up.
That's what you think.
Oh.
We have a plane to catch.
Oh! Ow! Ooh! What are you doing, Mr. Stubborn? The airport car park is that way.
I'm going to another car park.
There isn't another car park at this airport.
That shows what little you know, Mr. Grumpy.
Oh, not good. Turn around.
Mr. Stubborn, cars aren't allowed on this road.
Who says?
That sign. And that sign, and that one, and that one.
You should know better than to pay attention to signs.
No, we've got to get out of the car.
I'm telling you, Stubborn, cars are not supposed to be out here.
Are you going to be like this for the whole holiday?
If you mean be right, yes.
Enough with your complaining. We have a plane to catch.
But this is the runway. Cars are definitely not allowed on the runway.
It is perfectly fine to park here.
No, it is not.
Yes, it is.
Prove it.
What is this?
A parked car.
And where do you find parked cars?
In car parks.
Exactly.
Oh, crooked cucumbers. I don't know what I was thinking agreeing to go on holiday with you.
And I don't know what I was thinking inviting you.
Good. Keep your invitation. I'm going home and enjoying some time alone.
That plan is impossible. Come on, Mr. Quiet. We don't want to miss our plane.
Whoops!
Hi! I'm Mr. Bump, and welcome to How Do They Do It? Today, we'll learn just how an airport makes sure passengers know where to go to get their plane. I am standing at the gate where passengers wait for their flights. When waiting for your plane, it's very important to listen closely to the announcements by the people in charge.
Attention all passengers, Miss Helpful here with a little change in our schedule. Flight 64 to Happy Land is now boarding at Gate 17. That's Flight 64 at Gate 17.
Like that. Wow! If it wasn't for these important announcements, you might not know where to go.
Attention all passengers, I was wrong. Flight 64 is actually boarding at Gate 6. That's Flight 64 at Gate 6.
You see? Ow! Oh. Who wears football boots to the airport?
Oh, wrong again. Flight 64 isn't boarding at Gate 6, it's boarding at Gate 12. Or is it Gate 17?
Ow, 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 ow!
Oh, wait. No, it was Gate 12.
Ow!
Or is it Gate 13?
It's important to listen closely to these very helpful announcements.
Maybe it's Gate 2. Yes, that's it, Gate 2.
Ow, 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 ow! Well, we're out of time. Join me next week for How Do They Do It? Oh.
Over at Dillydale Airlines, Mr. Happy and Mr. Rude are about to check in for their flight. With any luck, they'll be able to check in their luggage, too.
You're really going to love this airline, Mr. Rude. There's a television on the back of every seat.
Good. It will make it easier to ignore the person next to me.
But I'll be sitting next to you, Mr. Rude.
Exactly.
Peekaboo! Well, peekaboo to you too, Mr. Scatterbrain.
I hate this airline already.
Mr. Rude and I would like to check in for our flight on your wonderful airline.
Oh, abso-positively! Don't you just love staplers? That man is a nincompoop.
Hurry up! I have a plane to catch!
Oh, wait your turn, Miss Scary. Some people have no manners.
Mr. Scatterbrain, you were going to check us in for our flight?
Check you in?
That's right. Give us our tickets and tag our luggage so that it gets on board the plane.
Must have slipped my mind. But since you're here, name please?
Mr. Happy and Mr. Rude.
Are you checking any luggage?
Yes, we each have one bag.
Ooh, and they're pretty too.
Come on! Don't make me get all scary on you!
Here are your luggage tags. There's one,
Whoa!
and there's another. And here are your tickets. One for you, and one for you.
I've never boarded a plane quite like this before.
Your suitcase will be in seat 22B if you need it. Next!
About time! One ticket to Terror Island!
I'll give you Terror Island.
Whoops!
Oh, never mind this airline. I will take the bus.
Before any luggage can be put on a plane, it must first pass through the airport X-ray machines. These machines allow you to see everything that's inside a suitcase. No wonder Mr. Nosy thinks this is the best job in the world.
Hiya, Mr. Nosy.
Hey there, Mr. Messy. Oh, looks like you packed a bathing suit.
Shazam! You can see that?
Yep, I bet you're going to be spending some time on a beach.
You got that right.
Attention all passengers. Flight 65 to Neatville is now boarding at Gate 1.
Do forgive me, but could you please hurry it along? My plane to Neatville is about to leave, and I'd hate to miss it.
Sure thing, Mr. Fussy.
Step through the metal detector, s'il vous plaît. Oh,
What did I do?
not to worry. Perhaps you have something metal in your pockets. Empty them into this tray.
Set of keys, a whistle, a rusty screw. Oh, look, an empty painting. Ooh.
This is the final call for Flight 65 to Neatville.
Mr. Small, would you mind terribly if I were to pass through? I'm afraid I may miss my flight.
I am sorry, Mr. Fussy, but rules prohibit me from allowing you to pass before Mr. Messy gets through.
A broken radio, a lump of iron.
But this could take all day.
I think that's it.
Very well, Mr. Messy. Step through. Are you sure there isn't something else in your pockets?
Oh, yes, I forgot about this cowbell and this bench spoon.
We're about to close the door on Flight 65 to Neatville. This is the last chance for all passengers to Neatville.
Oh, that's it! Out of my way!
Security!
Unhand me!
Sorry, Mr. Fussy, but rules are rules. I'm afraid I'll have to ask you to leave.
Leave? But I wouldn't have had to force my way through if Mr. Messy had had the common courtesy to...
Let's try it again, Mr. Messy.
Success!
Thanks, Mr. Small.
Enjoy your flight, Mr. Messi.
You know, Mr. Small, this looking at other people's stuff job is so much fun.
Face it, Nose, you were born for this kind of work.
And so, another day at the Dillydale Airport draws to a close. Once the last piece of luggage has been unloaded and the passengers have all gone, the Mr. Men and Little Misses who run the airport will go home and get some rest. They know that tomorrow will be a dilly of a day here at the airport.
Woo!